Hey everyone, what's going on? Waseem back with another fragrance review. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Dolce&Gabbana pour Homme. I'm going to actually be doing a review of two formulations. I'm going to be doing the original made in Italy version, which you can differentiate from the current formulation where the bottle has a sticker, and the current formulation which is made in the UK, and you can differentiate that from the Italy version where the bottle actually has the name printed. It doesn't have a sticky label and it says made in the UK on the bottle. So I own both bottles of the fragrances, but I have sold them on and had decanted them in 10ml decants. This is the vintage one and this is the made in UK one. I simply decanted them because to save money and give me more money to buy more samples and stuff like that. So I own both bottles, but decanted them and tested it from these decants, as well as worn the bottles in the past. So this is a review of both fragrances which I have been wearing for quite a while. So starting off with the vintage, I'm actually going to be doing a review of both, giving you analysis of both the scents, the notes and everything of both formulations, and then giving my thoughts on the differences between the scent and, for a lot of you, the most important part, the performance as well. So let's start off with the vintage. The vintage made in Italy version was released back in 1994 and is classified as aromatic fougere. Now let's talk about the notes of the vintage. The notes in both fragrances are a little bit different. So starting off with the vintage, at the top you're going to get lavender, tarragon, clary sage, bergamot, lemon, mandarin orange, neroli and orange. The heart of the fragrance is coriander, cinnamon, violet, pepper, jasmine, rose and geranium. And the base of the fragrance is sandalwood, tonka bean, amber, musk, cedar, iris and tobacco. So those were the notes of the vintage. Now let's talk about the made in UK version. Now the made in UK version was reformulated and released in the year 2012, and it's also classified as an aromatic fougere. Now prior to the made in UK version and after the made in Italy version, there was another formulation as well, which is the made in Germany formulation. Now I haven't tested that properly just yet, and I'm hoping to get a little sample of that sometime soon. And then once I do, I might do another review of that one. I did see the made in Germany version in Morocco when I was there, a full bottle, which I was actually boxed. But I didn't actually buy it because it was incredibly expensive. I'm not sure why the prices in Morocco were so dear compared to the prices in the UK. But nevertheless, I'll try and look for a decant of that one or a sample and try and review the Germany version as well. So the made in UK version, released in 2012, classified as aromatic fougere, like I said. Let's move over to the notes. Now the notes of the newer version, there's less notes compared to the vintage. At the top you're going to get bergamot, neroli, mandarin orange and other citrus notes. The heart of the fragrance is lavender, sage, pepper, and the base of the fragrance is tonka bean, cedar and tobacco. So that was a little bit of background of both fragrances and a little bit about the notes as well. Let's talk about what they smell like. Starting off with the vintage. For me, the vintage opens up with a very bright but slightly bitter citrus notes. And with the citrus notes, I get a really spicy pepper along with it as well. Now the citruses are quite bitter in the opening, and the spiciness, it really adds a lot of character to this scent. As the fragrance develops, you're then introduced to a lavender. Now the lavender adds a further freshness to this scent and has this little soapy quality to it as well. The soapiness in the vintage is slightly toned down. The lavender note adds a freshness to this scent because lavender is really used a lot in cleaning products, and whenever I smell lavender in a fragrance, it really reminds you of cleanliness and freshness. And a little bit of soapiness as well. So as the fragrance then develops into the dry down, you're introduced to a very subtle but very decisive tobacco note. The tobacco really transforms this scent and it separates it from all the other citrus or fresh fragrances out there. The tobacco gives this fragrance an incredible aura of masculinity, and overall this fragrance is incredibly bold, classy and very, very sophisticated. So that was how I smelled the vintage and how it smells on me. what does the reformulation made in UK smell like? Very similar actually. The UK version opens up with a lot of bright citrus notes. The citruses are really bold in the made in UK version. I especially pick up the orange, which is actually outstanding in this scent. I initially in the made in UK version, the citruses last a little bit longer than they do in the vintage. With the vintage, the opening, you get two main nuances. You get the citruses and the spices. However, in the made in UK version, the first few minutes of my skin is all about the citruses, especially the beautiful orange. After a few minutes or so, then you're introduced to a spicy pepper note. Now the pepper is quite subtle in this one. It's more about the citrus notes, like I've said. As the fragrance develops, you also pick up a lot of neroli and lavender in the heart of the made in UK version. Now the neroli and the lavender adds a lot of soapiness to the scent, and for me the soapy quality that you get in the made in UK is the only main difference that you get compared to the vintage. Apart from that, there's not many other differences in the scent. If you were to really study both fragrances and put your nose to both scents, then you're definitely going to pick out differences. However, if you're just wearing the fragrances casually like most people would do, you won't find many differences apart from in the heart and in the start of the fragrance. You're going to get a lot of soapy citruses in the made in UK version compared to the vintage. So you get this soapiness in the heart of the made in UK version with the increase of neroli and lavender, but as the fragrance dries down, you get this absolutely amazing tobacco note. The tobacco in the made in UK version for me is a lot stronger and more pronounced compared to the original made in Italy version. In the Italy version, all the notes are quite balanced. The citrus, the spicy pepper, the tobacco, the lavender, they're all quite blended quite well and all gel quite well together to create a beautiful scent. However, in the made in UK version, the tobacco for me is a lot more pronounced. In the opening, it's more about the citruses, and as it dries down, it's more about the spicy, gorgeous tobacco. The tobacco and the freshness of the scent, it just creates a really sophisticated and masculine fragrance for me. It really exudes a lot of class, a lot of sophistication, and like I've said, the tobacco in both the reformulations really separate it compared to the other citruses and the other fresh fragrances out there. So what is the difference between the made in Italy version and made in UK? For me, it's really only about the increased soapiness, the increased lavender and neroli that you get in the made in UK version. Both scents for me smell absolutely fantastic. However, I personally prefer the made in UK version, the formulation that you actually can find in the stores today. I think it's the tobacco dry down in the made in UK version, which I absolutely love. A lot of people have been quite upset about the formulations, and for me, there's the people that have been upset by are the people that used to wear the original back in the day and have quite a romantic sort of nostalgic feel about the original fragrance. You know, they were possibly wearing this scent in their early 20s when they were younger, so it kind of reminds them of their younger days, and it gives them that nostalgic feel like, wow, I used to wear this fragrance, it was so much better back in the day. And I feel that's why a lot of people are upset about the newer formulation. Yes, it does smell a little bit different, but not that different that you have to hate the newer formulation. I think you have to give the newer formulation time, and you definitely do have to sample this one or try it at least. I think it's a fantastic scent. Now, another important part of the discussion between the reform and the vintage Italy version is the discussion about projection and longevity, the performance. Guys, for me, performance was exactly the same on both formulations. I got longevity excellent, 10 hours on my skin, which is fantastic for a fragrance of this type. A fresh fragrance which lasts 10 hours is absolutely fantastic. In terms of longevity, brilliant. In terms of projection, both were for the first 3 hours excellent, really pushes out there. However, after the 3 hour mark, it sits a little bit close to the skin and is more in the moderate range. You have a fantastic scent cloud around you. For me, when you walk past people and when people come near you, they will be able to smell you. And this fragrance it has this level of aura. The smell really blends well with your skin. It doesn't really feel like you're wearing a fragrance to please someone. It feels like that fragrance is part of you, if that sort of makes sense. So in terms of projection and performance, longevity, both similar in both formulations. Now in terms of seasons, again it's going to be the same for both formulations. I think this is a fantastic daytime fragrance for me, and I would wear this especially in the spring, the summer, and also the fall. In the winter you could wear this, but it's better to wear this in the warmer climate. I feel it has a better, it just suits that sort of condition in my opinion. In terms of occasions to wear this, this is a fantastic signature fragrance. It's a fragrance which, if you want to give off an aura of being quite classy, very sophisticated, and being quite a bold individual, and being quite masculine as well, then this is a perfect signature fragrance to have in your collection. I feel it works great for daytime casual, for work especially, for dates, formal occasions. This would be a fantastic scent to wear to an outdoor wedding where it's quite sunny and you're dressed your best. You know, when you're wearing a shirt or when you're wearing a suit, this fragrance will be absolutely fantastic for that. In terms of final overall rating, I'm going to give both formulations 4 out of 5. Guys, don't be disheartened or be put off by all the hate that the new formulation gets. For me, I've tested both and I really enjoy both, and I think the made in UK version is absolutely fantastic. Definitely want to test out. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have, then as always, please do remember to leave a like and a comment below, and guys, I'll catch you next time. See you later.